Location and the pledge. I thought about this today, and it's never easy to do the prayer when you've got several people in the room who do this for a living. So yeah. So I thought I would read you something in these times and then say a short blessing after that. This is from a guy named Andy Stanley. Sometimes I just want it to stop. Talk of COVID, looting, brutality. I lose my way. I become convinced that this new normal is real life. Then I meet an 87-year-old who talks of living through polio, diphtheria, Vietnam protest, and yet is still enchanted with life. He seemed surprised when I said that 2020 was especially challenging, must be especially challenging for him. No, he said slowly, looking me straight in the eyes. I learned a long time ago to not see the world through the printed headlines. I see the world through the people that surround me. I see the world with the realization that loves wife today. Family drops everything to come to grandma's bedside. He patted my hand and said, "Old man makes a new friend." His words collide with my worries, freeing them from the tether I had been holding tight. They float away. I am left with a renewed spirit and a new way to write my own headlines. Dear Lord, bless us today. Bless the work that we do. Thank you for all the gifts that you have provided. Amen. God, you'd think I've never done this before. All right, here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Christy. That was very nice. I'd like to invite Clint Morris to introduce our speaker, please.
Thank you, President Tammy. And President Tammy gets credit for getting this speaker, and it's going to be a great program. I was just about to call him and get a bio so I can introduce him, and I opened up the newspaper, one of our local newspapers, and there was an article about it. So I can tell you that he grew up in Poland. He was an aspiring professional soccer player, and at the age of 17 was signed by a second division national team in Europe. And that's the equivalent of playing AAA baseball. So he was really good. But for some reason, he'd also wanted to be a Catholic priest, and ultimately that won out. And we'll hear a little bit from him about how that happened. But what I'm fascinated to know is how in the world did somebody from Poland who became a priest wind up in Kerrville, Texas? Now, I can tell you the Methodists, a bishop can call any preacher in a conference and just order him or her to another church. But a Methodist bishop can't send one of our ministers to Poland. So let's hear more about someone who is leading a very, very worthwhile and exciting life. Please join me in welcoming with a warm Rotary welcome our speaker today, Father Rafal Duda.
I feel pressure. I'd like to precise one thing at the beginning. I was on professional team, second division in Poland, and I gave up my career actually before entering the team because I was 19 at this point. So just clarification, okay? I gave up right before, this career might have happened. So yes, in my life, we all have dreams. We all have our stories as a children, as boys and girls. And the very first memory I have from my life, I was about 1 on the field with my mom playing soccer. I don't know why I remember this, but I do. And I was playing a lot in my life. And at some point, soccer became very important to me. I made a lot of friends. I had a lot of great moments. When I was about 10, our neighbor, who was part of our Catholic church, in Poland, we are mostly Catholics. We do not have many denominations like we have here. He told me, yeah, you are so good, you should go to a team. So I joined the team at age of 10, about 10, 11, 9, I'm not sure. And slowly I was growing as player, and at some point I was thinking, oh, I want to be pro. I want to be rich. I want to be famous. I hope to work and play until 40 and retire. I don't know why. Really, I think I was confused in my eyes right now. I was searching for peace, and I hope that money can give you peace, because we can buy things. You don't have to rely on others. I know that I was wrong today, but I was still a kid. Anyway, when I was 17, I had some difficulties at my team with my coach. I had some issues at school as well. And the first time ever I had thought, maybe there's something more than just, playing soccer. Maybe there's much more than having fancy car or money. In my eyes at this point, priesthood and Jesus Christ seemed to be something like eternal, something that's not passing away like all other things. So I bought my Bible first one in my life, and I was reading a lot slowly, especially the books of wisdom from New Old Testament and the Gospels. And the most touching probably for me were like the book of Ecclesiastes about vanity from Old Testament, and from Matthew's Gospel, chapter 10, when Jesus is sending his apostles, and he tells them not to take on the journey much. Don't take money, don't take, 2 tunics or sandals, just go and preach. You have received freely without cost, and you are about to give without cost. And those words are still very deep in me. If you came to my rectory today, I do not have much. I have nice things though, okay? I like nice things, but I don't collect. I don't collect. I'd like to be light. When I moved to Kerrville over 2 years ago, I just drove my, at this point, 15 years old Impala, and I had everything on my car, everything I own actually. And this is something I understand like as traveling light, be able to move. And I have more joy if I don't have many things, if I don't, collect. I don't want to be heavy, I want to have joy of life, not of possessing things. So anyway, those two moments are very critical. Two books like Ecclesiastes and Matthew's Gospel touched me very much. I was praying more. I started going to church like during the week before school. In Poland, we have usually mass at 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. every day, usually every parish, almost every parish, at least 2 masses. So I was praying, but when I was 19 in my senior class, I was chosen to be on the team. It was like 2nd division, and I was one of them. So again, my soccer dream came back with power and desire. But about December, we played a game, it was winter, Polish winter, icy, and I had small ankle issues. And I made a decision at this point, I guess, that if I pass my final tests in Poland at the end of high school, you need to pass the serious tests. I said, if I pass them, I will go to seminary. I told my parents, they were of course like shocked, because I never shared about my thoughts before with anyone. So I told them, they were okay, we'll see. And in May, I passed my exams. I went to seminary to apply. Poland, in order to be a priest, you in some way, it's maybe funny thing for you, but you almost need to prove that you have vocation. You go to rector and he's asking, why do you think that God is calling you? Maybe this is just your, vision, just you. So, you write a letter, your like application, whatever it is, and he talks to you. What kind of signs can you see, in your life? What is your motivation? And he said, okay, I think you have calling to priesthood. Later, you are passing other tests, like based on theology, Bible, and you have 6 years formation, over 5 years formation. And after 6 years, you can be ordained. Every year almost, you need to again write new application why you still want to proceed the journey. So it's a journey to become a priest, not like instant moment. They are watching you. We live together. I was able to go home once a month approximately for Christmas, for Easter, for winter break, usually once a month for a weekend, that's all. And vacation, but during vacation, I had to work with teams, with different groups. They are, again, watching. They want to know if you do have vocation and if you are willing to dedicate yourself and sacrifice yourself. Long story short, when I was in seminary, I was still playing soccer, but for our team, we have in Poland such competition between different seminaries. So because of my skills and past life, I was chosen to be a captain of this team for a number of years. And we even played at some point like European Championship, which we won. It was in Poland, held in Poland. But I wasn't anymore like so crazy about soccer and fame and winning. For me, it was more like a tool. I am trying, even today in Kerrville, in Notre Dame, I'm trying to pay back for my soccer craziness, soccer sins, I would say, because many times I did things that I'm not proud of as a player. And I know it's a gift right now, the skills, maybe, I'm like a monkey doing fancy things for kids, but I'm trying to just give to others. They don't have to pay me today. I don't want them to pay me. I want to give. I think there's much more joy if I can do something for free. I have much more joy. We have started a week ago because I like chess. Okay, it's my other passion, and I I tried to start chess club at our school, and we did. And I told my principal, but I don't want them to pay. If they want to give free donation to buy chessboards, it's okay. If they don't have money or they don't want to pay, it's okay. I think this is something we are called to do, to do stuff without payment, because whatever we have, talents or companies or money, it's God's grace. I know we say, I made this money, maybe, but some people make a lot because they have such, whatever it is, company and skills. It's still God's grace in my eyes. So I'm trying to use my skills or talent right now just for others, to share my passion. And when I was coaching last fall soccer, we lost 6 of 5 games of 6, so I wasn't great. But we compete against bigger schools because of COVID, and our kids really haven't played much ever. We're much smaller. And my goal was to motivate them to play every game. And I told them before, probably you will lose. Don't worry. Because, it's interesting, but in life it's so easy to quit. Doesn't make sense, right? I will lose. No, it does make sense. It does make sense. In marriage, you have different moments. Our companies have different moments. Sometimes we make millions. I don't, you do. Sometimes we lose. It's okay, just don't quit. Try again and try again. And this is something I have learned at sport. It creates your character and you can grow. It's so easy to quit, to stop saying, no, it doesn't make sense. What for? It's so far. And we drove 6 times San Antonio to lose. We won once, first game. 5 times we just went just to, to lose. But I was so proud of them because they never quit. This was my accomplishment, okay? I wasn't fired. And just, I'd like to show you a few pictures. I chose, because usually, you see me today. But I was 9, 10, 11 years old when I joined the first team. So I chose, this is the last one, I guess. You can go to the first one. And so this is my neighborhood. I grew up at like 25,000 people neighborhood, like big blocks, tons of kids. So we played soccer, every day almost after school, weekends. So this is, where I very close. My apartment was on the first floor. They have 10 or 11, so they are big ones. This is my home parish. Behind you can see again the neighborhood and our block, but this is my Corpus Christi parish. I grew up there and received my sacraments. But baptized, I was baptized in a different church, but yeah, I had my first mass as a priest at this church. So it's important moment for me. So whenever I go home before COVID twice a year, I go every day, usually almost every day, to say mass at this church with my parish, because people still remember me and know me, and it's an important place for me. And this is my first team ever. You can find me. I'm the lower row, the third one from the left. I'm skinny and small. I was very long as short. So this is my first team, and I had a lot of joy at this point still. It was, I think, 2 years later, and again, lower low, fourth one. And my brother is a goalie, second from the left. So we played with my brother many years together, sometimes against each other, sometimes on the same team. But My brother is very close to me, and yeah, we spent a lot of time playing together soccer. This is my first team. It's called like Silesia, so Silesia, you would say. Miechowice is the city I grew up at, and this is the field I used to play. Actually, it looks nicer today, but it wasn't so nice when I was a kid, like 30 years ago. So it was like worse. This picture was taken at seminary. I'm standing on the left. We played against, this is professional team. We used to play against like prisoners every 6 months. We used to go to prison to play against them. And this game was at seminary. So we played against this professional team. We lost, of course. But I had a lot of, I tried to use my talent for something like good for others. And for these guys who were playing professionally, do something nice to play with us. And we also shared faith sometimes. The guy who is second from the left, he was a captain of like indoor Polish soccer team. So they are real like great players. It was nice to play against, you know, such guys. Even when you lose, it's great to play with good people. This is my brother and his friends, my friends, our friends came a number of times during those 6 years, and we played against each other, and sometimes we lose, sometimes we won. But yeah, it was a great time to be with my brother and in just different environment and still sharing the same passion. Today, my brother has a son, and Matthew, and Matthew doesn't like soccer very much, so he's weird. He's not Polish. Yeah. Yeah, but we know we are not forcing Matthew. You know, he has, you know, other passions. He likes in dinosaurs and, you know, whatever. Yeah. This, like I told you, we play against different other seminaries. So it's this picture. I'm on the left. The first one was taken during a game against other seminary, and yeah, I was a captain of for a number of years during my seminary formation. It was in Opole, it's Silesia, south of Poland. I think this is the last one. Yeah, and how I came here, right? So as a priest, I was helping with different spiritual groups. And about 10 years ago, I guess, about 10, maybe 8, we had a big retreat, like charismatical retreat, 1,000 people a year comes there. And the 2 guys from Philadelphia came. Matt Lozano is his name, and his father, Neil Lozano. They wrote a book about deliverance, and they were amazing guys. They had such peace inside. And I was thinking it would be nice to go to this country to just to experience the faith, to see. And my vicar at the same time chose to go to Russia as a priest to help, because they don't have vocation as well. And he told me, you know, Rafal, if you want to go somewhere to help, you know, try to do it before you are 40 and you still have like energy and passion. So I knew him who was in Russia. I knew other priests who was in Sweden. I knew some guys in Germany, and I had a friend who was in Fredericksburg, Father Chris. And in 2016, I came to Fredericksburg to cover for him for 2 weeks. And Father Enda, who was a pastor at this time, he took me to San Antonio to meet Archbishop. And Archbishop, you know, he used to be in Chicago, so he knows some Polish. So he talked to me, we prayed in Polish for a while. And he told me, no, maybe you would like to, you know, come here and help. So when I came home, I went to my Polish bishop and I said, you know, I am considering such choice and I'd like to go to Texas. And he didn't like it, okay? You know, he said, Texas, you know, Bolivia, it's mission Africa, but Texas, I don't think so. But it was interesting meeting though, guys, because like it was 1 hour meeting and he was completely against. And I said, okay, maybe it's God's will. But he was asking me later, why do you want to go? So I said about my friend and my feelings about sharing my faith. And I was fine in Poland. I had a new car, I had savings, I had a nice vacation every year. I knew my ministry. I was safe, really. I wasn't searching for a better life, absolutely not. So I guess he sensed it and he said, okay, Rafael, I think you are truthful and honest. So this year we can't do it because, you know, we have guys retiring and something is sick. But if nothing changes next year, which was 2017. So Archdiocese was preparing the paperwork and I came to San Antonio next year, 2017 in July. And I was assigned at the cathedral, which is a very bilingual parish. On Sunday at the cathedral, we have more masses in Spanish than in English. It's interesting. And nobody checked on me how good my Spanish was. Really. I remember the first day, which was July the 10th, and the very next day after coming, and I had to go to confession. We have confession 7 hours a day, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Majority is like Spanish speaking people, you know, and I went with my Polish Spanish dictionary and was very, very basic Spanish. Okay, I still have to learn a lot, but it's much more grace with my languages than my skills. Really, it's not about here, it's about His grace, really. And I'm not humble, it's true. It's just true. But anyway, I was there for 2 years almost. And in December 2018, I was asked to move to Kerrville to help here with school and Spanish community to our pastor, Father David. So I'm in Kerrville since, 2019 February, and as a vicar, so I'm doing my best. It's not always the best, but I'm trying to, you know, to follow and yeah, I think that's all. That's my story, part of my life. Yeah, so you can ask questions if you have questions. I promise to give time for questions if you have any questions about something. I speak Polish. You know, we have family in Germany. So as a child, we traveled with my brother to Germany like summer for 2 months. So my aunt didn't like when I spoke Polish on the streets. So she forced us to learn German. So it was my first language. So I don't use much right now, but I'm trying to still listen to things in German. So German, English was my second language to learn at school, and Spanish was later the third one I've learned. So German, English, and Spanish, those 3 languages. I don't count Polish because Polish is just me. And yeah, so those 3 languages I learned. Mark, be nice. You know, I haven't met many churches. You know, I'm from Silesia. I think east side of Poland, they have more the Orthodox, you know, churches like Greco-Catholics. Ours, majority of Poland is just Roman Catholic. We, you know, one difference between our country, like here and Poland is, you know, we do not create like new churches, new communities. In Poland, people would say, I believe in God, but I don't go to church because priest is weird, or they talk about politics, or they are after money. So this is what people say. What I see here, sometimes people, you know, I don't like this priest or this church, but so I will create a better one. So this is something we don't have. So we have some like Protestant churches in Poland, Jehovah Witnesses, Orthodox as well, of course, but not very much. So theoretically, about 90% theoretically people are Catholics. But you know, I was in Poland, I had to teach at school. We teach at public schools. And you know, those kids many times, especially high school children, you know, they don't go to church. Sometimes they don't even believe in God. They come to class because, you know, just because the mom told them to come, and, you know, and I have to survive with them. So I'm not answering directly because it's a hard question, but majority of the country is like theoretically Roman Catholic, but we have on the east side more Orthodox churches, but I can't tell you how big influence. I do not know. Still, Russia is very anti-God still, you know, and it's not easy. It's better though, but it's not easy. The same like Czechs country and Slovakia, because of communism, was like, I think, tougher there. But that's why many saints we have from, and you even know, like John Paul II or Faustina, saints you know about or you heard about. So, but I don't know why, and I don't know what will the future bring. I don't know. Tough question, Mark. Find easy next time. Online visitors, do you have any questions? Okay, okay. Tell them to be nice as well. Okay, I'm off the hook.
I have one. When did you arrive in Kerrville?
February 2019.
Okay, so you were here for our ice storm.
Yeah, it was awesome. I felt like home.
Well, we did that just for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for coming to speak.
Thank you, ma'am.
I have a question. What is the funnest thing here?
The funnest thing in Kerrville I have done.
Yep.
You know, it's a beautiful place. I do like peace. I like nature. I enjoy, you know, walking by the river. I enjoy, you know, helping kids with soccer. I enjoy chess. I think it's hard to choose one thing. I feel blessed here. I know my time is limited here, and I will move at some point, but I'm just trying to enjoy as much as I can and do as much as I can as long, you know, as I'm here. So, okay.
We have any other questions?
You had an opportunity to use soccer fields here.
If I have.
If you had an opportunity to use soccer fields.
Yeah, the complex?
Yeah.
Yes, sure. Yeah, I went there a few times. It was before COVID, just to play. And right now we are improving our field, which is, you know, finally. So I like our field right now because it's nice grass and we have new goals. I made my bookkeeper to pay, and yeah. So, but yeah, I like the fields. I went a few weeks ago to watch our OLH college prep team playing, and I will go next week again to watch our kid who is on a team. Yes, I do like those complex, and we chose our goals based on those. Actually, we contact the guy and he gave us the website. So yeah, we learn from each other all the time in many ways.
You have another question online?
Okay. Huh? Yeah, I have so many projects in my mind. So right now we have a soccer tournament on Sunday in 2 weeks, 25th. But if I'm still in Kerrville, because we have new assignment coming up at Catholic Church, but if I'm still in Kerrville, I'd like to have something during the summer, like, twice a week, like, to play with, because I remember my childhood, the best memories I have. I just went, like Saturday morning or during summer just to play, not to win, not to lose, just to play. So I'd like to do something like for children. Usually it's, from our school and our parish, but, whoever comes can play with us. So again, if I'm here in July, June, I'd like to have something. And we talked to the guy who's improving our field to make it happen. So I'm slowly, thinking. So yeah, I don't know how to advertise though, because like, I don't know. I just usually use, our announcements or our flag note. And yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'd like to have something just to be, and yeah, just to play. Yes.
David, does Dr. Rector have a question?
Can you
David,
hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
I was curious how popular women's soccer is in Poland.
We prefer men. We have like some women teams, but not much. Not like here. Here's much more even, which is great, honestly. Like our fundraiser in 2 weeks, I was choosing like for each team, boys and girls, men and women. So, but actually it's more like men's sport in Poland. Not many. Yeah.
Thank you so much. What time is your soccer game? 12. Are you playing? Are you playing?
Yes.
Okay, so he said that he has a soccer game, but really it's a fundraiser for Notre Dame, and it is April 20th, beginning at noon. And Father Rafi says he is playing. So if you want to, the 25th, yes, of April, says he is, sorry. April 25th, he's playing in this tournament, and it's a fundraiser for the youth school and parish. So if you want to see a priest play soccer, there you go. So we have a few Rotary things to take care of. First of all, Lou McCoy with the morning Rotary Club was here earlier because he's wanting to promote an event, a fundraiser they're doing for their scholarship program. It's on your table, a little flyer. They're having a 2-man scramble, not virtual, but kind of virtual golf tournament at the Fairway to Heaven across the hall over there here at the Croc. So that sounds like a really fun thing to do, and all the details are on your table. Also, I want to share something with you that's just, again, as you know, Rotary is a special organization, and the people in it are just great. We received a very special note from Paulding County Rotary Club in Dallas, Georgia. And they say, "Dear Club President, the Paulding County Rotary Club was deeply saddened by the winter storms that affected your community. Included, you will find a check for $625. We know that this money will go to people and causes who need it most. We wish it could be more. We will continue praying for your community as you deal with the aftermath of the storms in the months ahead." That was just super awesome. I have goosebumps telling it to you, and we're making good plans with this, and we'll report back later how we use that, and we will also let them know what we did with it when we do. We have some invoices out that need to be paid. Please check your email. Make sure you look for your invoice. If you don't have a paid invoice for the beginning of January or March, you need to get them paid. So get them paid for us, please. We are going to have a Rise Against Hunger event. This was canceled last year, postponed this year, and we've decided that we're just rolling up our sleeves and we're doing it. The people with Rise Against Hunger need our help. We package we pre-packaged food items for third world countries. Those food packets are also used in the States in times of disaster. And I'm not asking you for money. I'm just asking for your time. If you will come and help us pre-package these things, it will be on May 8th at the Hill Country Youth Event Center from 9 o'clock till about 1, I think. We're trying to partner with some other organizations to do more. We're going to be able to do 13,000 packaged foods, and we are trying to partner with other clubs. So I'm really asking, if you haven't been able to participate in a service project this year, please think about doing that one with us. The Veterans Breakfast was today. As you know, we have been very busy despite COVID, and this is our second breakfast for veterans at the Hill Country Veterans Center this year, this Rotary year. There were 80 veterans that came, and there were 15 to 20 Rotarians that came. And I want to thank each Rotarian that came to help. And that's one of the things that we do that we should all be very proud of. Jeff, do you want to give a golf tournament report?
Yeah, it's be real short. We don't know what the numbers are yet.
Okay.
No, the anonymous donor. First name is Chris, it's $50,000.
No longer anonymous.
Could you repeat what he said, please?
Okay, I'm going to repeat it for you. Just give me a minute. Okay. Okay, he said that it was great. They don't have all the money counted yet. And I can attest to that. I stopped by in the afternoon. It was in the evening for awards. It was very nice. Everybody had a good time. It looked to be well organized, and he thinks they'll net about 24,000. And then there was a discussion about an anonymous donor. So thank you, Jeff. So that may be something y'all do every year. This first responder week thing happened by accident, but it seems to work really well, having the first responder luncheon along with the tournament.
You're right, we can try to do that. The weather will cooperate, because our awards are traditionally the first Wednesday of February.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, Marta, do you want to come talk about or do you want me to just throw it out there? Okay, so as you know, the district club has always had a cruise raffle at this time of year. That money goes to the foundation. It allows you to get your Paul Harris points. We have pushed her off for 2 months while we tried to get done with our own fundraiser through Main Event. But there are people that always did take advantage of the district raffle because of the Paul Harris points. So she has them. They're $10 each, or 10 for 100. And the prize, because of COVID, can no longer be a cruise raffle. So they are raffling off 7 $1,000 prepaid bank cards, Frost Bank cards, so that you could win $1,000 on a prepaid card for only $10. And if you could see Marta, please support her, because she's feeling a little pressure because it's due pretty quick. They're drawing May 8th and we have to have the money turned in by May 1st. So anyway, think about that. What? So everything you buy, you get Paul Harris points. However, the club is going to double that for you. So we're going to match your points if you will do that. So we really want to get some more Paul Harris fellows. We also want every Rotarian every year to at least do $25 to the foundation. This is a good way to do it and maybe win some money. We are also planning, it seems like we eased into meeting in person, we eased into social distancing and getting together more. And it seems like things are getting better, but we're not ready to go full blown, no mask, no social distancing. However, the fellowship committee did want to have some events. So on May 5th, we're going to have an outdoor socially distanced picnic. And it's just a fellowship committee event. It's for all of us to try to get back together again and visit, but in a safe way. It'll be at the Hutto's house. And there will be fajitas and booze probably, but I'm not in charge of that. Okay, and then May 1st, there's a good opportunity here that we don't usually get to have. The district cannot have a club, an in-person conference. The district conference is historically in May. So they're doing it virtually, which means that every single Rotarian who wouldn't be able to drive to San Antonio or Austin or wherever the district meeting was can participate in some of these events. So I urge you to go on to the District 5840 website, look at the list that they have, and you can register for specific classes, not the whole thing. I urge you to do that because I think you'll learn more about Rotary in general and our district, which is a very active district. So please try to register. It's free to register and it's free to attend and it's virtual. So you don't have to do anything but sit at home, have some wine and pay attention to what they're doing. It'll be really nice. I want to talk about scholarships. Again, we're trying to make sure that we don't lose any footing from year to year since COVID. We had 27, I had announced that we had 24. We had 27 scholarship applicants. We have 5 board members and 5 Rotarians reviewing the scholarship applications, and the awards will be announced a little bit later. So that was really a good job, Roy. Good job. We also have wine to give out. So are y'all ready for some wine? Huh? Oh, thank you so much. You know, Jeff, President-elect Jeff Harris couldn't be here, so it's my job to do the visitors. So let's introduce our visitors before we do that. David Jones, you have some visitors?
Yes. Much better. So nice. Very Elaine, my wife.
Ashley Phillips is not here, but we have a guest. Christy Shepherd. She was with us last week or a week before, and we're glad to see you back. Thank you so much. And Christy has submitted an application to join Rotary, so yay. Mark McDaniel, you have a guest? Yay, yay. Our club administrator has sent out a vote on new members, and EA is one of them. So soon EA will be a member and not a guest. Tammy Prout has guests. Cynthia Mark Hoffman are my very best friends, and that we go to the same church with Father Rafi. So I invited them. And we have a visiting Rotarian from the Sonora Sunrise Club in California, Paula Johansson. We've lost our feed, Paula. We can't see you, but welcome. And we're so glad you were here.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you for being here.
I'll be back in November.
Oh, yay. Well, he's holding up a laptop, so we got to see your face. Thank you so much. Okay, so now who wants wine? The first name that I have, you have to be wearing your pin, remember, to be able to get the wine. But the first one I have is Mark McDaniel. Oh, no. The next name I have is Bob Fairchild. Do you have your pin on? Yay, okay. Next was John Lang and Marta Diffin. Okay, guys, I want to thank you very much. I know you had to have enjoyed that program. We're really so glad to have you here. Now, if you'll join me in the four-way test. Of the things that we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?